Hey everybody, Brian Engelman here, aka Captain Rewind. My brother kind of titled me that. He dubbed me Sir Captain Rewind because I would always rewind my favorite parts to whatever comedies we were watching, my favorite parts in songs. Probably the Godsmack DVD where you had the double drummers going on stage, and I would probably rewind that far too many times. The Incubus DVD that I would rewind too many times. Probably a lot of things over the years, not just comedy, but I like sharing my experiences, and when I find something to be exceptional, I want to share it with the world. So this is a perfect platform for me to share some reactions. I have held off on listening to most of the Highly Suspect MCID album for the better part of a year and a half, obviously 16, but I think this next one that I'm about to do, Canals, I feel like this has popped up and I've heard it a couple times. I don't remember it. I feel like it hits hard though. I feel like it's got the groove. I feel like it hits. I feel like I need to shut up and listen. Please click subscribe. If you like me talking about, if you like to hear me talking with you about good music, conveying my opinions and other videos, other bands that we've done. We've done Highly Suspect here. We've done Tom MacDonald, Fake Woke and Canceled. We've done Harry Mack, Omegle Bars. He's a freestyle rapper. Omegle Bars 23 back to 17. I'm going to do all of those and probably more. Probably Scott Bradley and Postmodern Jukebox, Pussifer, Tool. A lot more is on the horizon, but I'm starting where I'm starting. I've held off because I wanted to do a reaction video channel. I just didn't get around to it. Now, I don't have the microphone. I left my other microphone with my other buddy, so he's bringing it back this week. I don't really have the right ring lights for the space, and I don't have the right background. So what you're seeing here, this is a work in progress. I'm tweaking it as I go. But the main thing is, I'm finally ready to start sharing music with you. I can't wait to react to every one of these songs on this album by Highly Suspect so that I can get the whole work and listen to it front to back, over and over, and really let the song sink in. And that's when you can really understand an album. That's what I had to do with Tool Fear Inoculum. You have to let it wash over you many times. You're the sand on the beach. It's coming, it's going. You just got to let it happen over and over. And over time, it starts to make sense. So without further ado, this is Canals by Highly Suspect. I'll pull up the lyrics once the song gets started. Thank you for joining me. Let's go. Yes. Okay, I do remember this one. First off, I'm going to rewind it and start it from the beginning, but man, if this doesn't sound like... Now, I don't know if it sounds like bass. So, I mean, it's really up, down, stroke. I don't know. It could be guitar for all I know. But it's reminiscent to me of a Muse song. And if you're not into Muse, you got to get into Muse. And you know what? I should probably do Muse as one of my favorite bands as well. I've seen them live a couple of times in one of the best rock bands out there. But yeah, it sounds like a Muse intro. I'm not saying they ripped it off. I'm saying that it has that same feeling. It's in the same genre of music. And I like it a lot. Let's get back to it. It's like 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. I think. Let's hear that again. Bitch, you look so damn freaked. You can't eat, you can't sleep, you can't speak. You wanna scream, fuck the police, but the words are getting stuck behind your teeth. All right, I'm going to rewind that to the beginning. I'm going to pull up the lyrics now. I realize I didn't do that. Here we go. Bitch, you look so damn freaked. You can't eat, you can't sleep, you can't speak. You wanna scream, fuck the police, but the words are getting stuck behind your teeth. Yeah, I'm a now love baby with a southpaw view. All right, hold on now. All right, you came with a lot. This is reminding me of Tom McDonald, fake woke or canceled. You put a lot in that for me to react to. You look so freaked, you can't eat, you can't sleep, you can't speak, you want to scream "fuck the police," but the words getting stuck behind your teeth. When did this come out? I think this wasn't last year. This was Donald's a bitch and Vlad Putin is too. Like, how can you stomach the shit that they do? Yeah, I mean, that's if you didn't think that Donald was one of the best presidents you'll ever see. For all of his faults. No new foreign wars. When's the last time in your lifetime you've had a president not drag us into some other bullshit foreign war? That's a pretty good track record right there. And that whole Vlad Putin thing, that was so ridiculous that the Democrats always accused Trump of what they were doing. They were in Ukraine with the Bidens. They were there with Hunter and his laptop. They were there getting the kickbacks and the bribes. Allegedly. Now, if you want to talk about Pussy Riot and what those girls went through, I'm with you. You caught me on the back part of that. That's a Putin thing. That's a Russia thing. That's not a Donald thing. That's not an us thing. Yeah, Pussy Riot being imprisoned because they're playing music you don't like? No. United we stand, divided we fall. If we don't collectively speak out against these abuses, they're more likely to come to our shores. And it's easy to want to be disconnected from politics. Who wants to talk politics? I don't. I sure don't. I've done it for 10 years on the New American Media. It gets old. It gets old real quick. But that lump, F the police, like, I kind of get that to a certain degree. Also, I've been in situations where our neighborhood has been attacked, literally, by meth heads, by junkies, robberies, vandalism, home invasions, breaking and entering, assaults, shootings. You need some people to help you get the bad people out of your neighborhood. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry. And I'm not sorry that I'm not sorry. F the police, it's like, I get it, but it's a tired trope. And working Donald in there, like, I don't know, he's a bitch, and so is, I don't know, it's just, it just reeks of all these lame conspiracy theories that the legacy media has been pushing on us. MSNBC, CBS, ABC, ESPN, Disney. I mean, it's coming at us from every propaganda site you could possibly click on, every streaming site, every YouTube channel you could imagine. They're all pushing the same crap. And I'm just not down with that to that certain degree. I lean libertarian because I feel like most people should have the right to just be free and live their lives. I certainly don't think that a punk band in Russia should be in prison for what they went for putting out objectionable lyrics. What did Tom McDonald say on one of those? It's not about there being a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate. You either have a First Amendment or you don't. Obviously, Russia's a different place, and Putin's a whole next level of, you want to talk CIA, FBI, NSA, all the alphabet agencies, and all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, all the atrocities. Talk about that, but I don't see where you're bringing in Donald with that. The song's hitting hard, and I'm liking the song, so I'm going to try to set that aside for just a second and dig the song. But that's why I'm talking about the lyrics, because I think it's equally important. and I've caught Highly Suspect with another line or two from another song. It doesn't come up to the top of my brain because I'm not going to let it completely ruin it for me. Now, someone like Rage Against the Machine, if that's all you talk about is communism, Marxism, socialism, and all these awful ideologies that have never worked and they've always led to mass genocide and slaughter, yeah, that turns me off to the point where I'm done with Rage Against the Machine. To the point where when Chris Cornell joined Rage Against the Machine and put out Audioslave, I mean, I was singing Hallelujah in the streets. I was running, praising my launching my praise to the heavens in appreciation. Because Zach De La Rocha and his constant whining about just things he doesn't fully understand, it was ruining that cool music for me. So I'm going to set that aside, but I had to talk about it. He decided to write it. He decided to put it into a song, and I like the song, but I like it less because of those lines. But I'm not going to let it ruin it for me just yet, because I'm a reasonable human, I hope. Just let it flow, and I'm gonna let this whole song flow, and I'm not gonna get into that part until we get past it. Because I do dig the vibe, and when the crash hits, it's a good flow.
Bitch, you look so damn freaked. You can't eat, you can't sleep, you can't speak. You wanna scream, fuck the police, but the words are getting stuck behind your teeth. Yeah, I'm a down-up baby with a southpaw view. Donald's a bitch and block bullying his too. Like, how can you stomach the shit that they do? Just ask Pussy Riot what those girls went through. And it feels like someone took a crack pipe, lit it with a torchlight, and threw it on a gas line. Yeah, there is fire everywhere. But watch what they're doing to you. Tonight I'm gonna travel to a past life and take on all the bad guys and signal with a flashlight. Like, catch me if you
Dare. That was a cool part. He's got a really good voice. I don't know what you would call this, rock music, alternative rock. I don't know what genre it technically falls into. Pop rock. It's popular rock, but and it's catchy. It's sing-song, but he's got a really good voice for this. The next batch of the lyrics, there we go. It feels like someone took a crack pipe, lit it with a torchlight, and threw it on a gas line. And there is fire everywhere. Watch what they're doing to you. So tonight I'm going to travel to a past life and take on all the bad guys and signal with a flashlight like, catch me if you dare. That's pretty cool. I like the flow. I like the wordplay. It's just kind of like slant rhymes and crack pipe, torchlight, gas line, past life, bad guys, flashlight. Like it. They're not Lego pieces that completely fit. They mostly fit. Like I consider that all to be slant rhyme. There's probably a better way to describe that. Someone more technical, if there's a better way to describe what I'm talking about, please type it in the comments below. But I like that part. I like that flow. I like how that's put together. So there we go. Let's hear that part again. And the past life part's cool too. Like. Catch me if you dare. Because he goes, dare. Almost like. You want to talk about Trump? How about those Biden lines? Where it shows the vote tallies, and then all of a sudden there's a spike of 100,000, a couple 100,000 views, or what votes, whatever it is. It just goes up on this curve, and then bing! Yeah, totally normal. But his voice there, what I'm getting at, his voice goes, catch me if you dare. So it goes, dare. So it kind of gives it that little boost right there. I like the concept of traveling to a past life and taking on the bad guys. And signal with a flashlight, like catch me if you dare. I love the concept of past lives and multiverses and alternate dimensions. And I love considering that whatever we think reality isn't even close to what's really happening. What's that Incubus song on Make Yourself? It says... No, it's on Science. Humans have learned that what they can touch, smell, see, and breathe is less than 1/1,000,000th of reality. What if? What if this is the simulation? I dig getting into that stuff. So when he's talking about traveling to a past life, That makes me happy. I just love thinking about that. I'll rewind it back and we'll catch me if you dare. Oh yeah, this is a... All right, that's a cool part. So what you got going on there? I don't fucking care. You don't fucking care. No one's going to live forever, so you better be prepared. I still want to love with my whole heart. Even though the world is slowly tearing me apart. Yeah, you get wrapped up in all this and you stop caring. And you realize that everybody better be prepared. And the world's slowly tearing you apart. But then he's singing war, 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 war. I mean, time of the first Trump administration is going to show you, like, there was no war. We were going headfirst in the Obama administration with Obama, John Kerry, Hillary Clinton, Biden, Hillary, Biden, Obama, John Kerry. They were steering us into a proxy war with Russia in Syria. It was it was all but a done deal. There was enough resistance. We stayed out of there. Trump grabbed the wheel and pulled us out of that. That was going to be a quagmire. That what was going on in Syria could have lasted for 20, 30 years, just like we have in Afghanistan. You can say Trump had mean tweets, but you know what? Gas was cheap and we were in no foreign wars. No new foreign wars. First time ever. So with the next lyrics being war, 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 guess what? Trump gave you 0. And I hope you're having buyer's regret out of Biden at this point. You know, shutting down the Keystone Pipeline. If you don't think we're going to end up in some sort of skirmish in the Middle East, I mean, this was happening under Obama, was happening or in Northern Africa and the Middle East. I mean, all of Northern Africa was burning in the caliphate and with ISIS and everything under Obama. And then under Bush, Afghanistan, Iraq, all these places in the Middle East. You're talking about pipelines through Afghanistan. I don't want to be at war with anybody in the world. I don't want to be bombing countries. I don't want to think that it's not a big deal because it's not happening in my backyard. I don't want to do it at all. So, just part of the premise of this song is it's making it tough for me. Because I like the song. I like the vibe and the callback to that bass line. And that could be guitar. But it feels like bass and it feels like something Muse would do. I like this song. If you took the time to write it, I'm going to have to take the time to explain that what you're saying isn't quite congruent with the thoughts behind it. I digress. We'll back it up a second and we'll continue here in the song. So musy. I feel better. I like that bum like that little drum fill, that little stagger to bring it into the. That's tough to do because that bass line, and what I'm still just going to refer to that as a bass line. That driving diddly 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 diddly. It could be guitar, but I'm just going to refer to it as a bass line. To bum. to give it a transition as the drummer, to bring it from that verse into the pre-chorus or the chorus now. I feel like that's actually pretty hard to do in this song, the way that these pieces are put together. So I'm going to give kudos, at least on a first, I've heard this a few times, but I haven't dissected it. But while I'm thinking about it, I just got to give kudos to the drummer for being able to find that transition right there. It's well done. It's a good transition. Travel to a past life and murder all the bad guys. I mean, you've always heard that. What's that question? There's like parables. There's these like riddles. Is it called? It's not called a parable, but it's like a conundrum. It's one of these word games. These what would they call it? Like a help me out. It's an internal struggle of what's right and wrong. It's your internal compass of your role. Should you intervene? Should you let someone else intervene? When does it become your priority to step in for the good of humanity to participate? It's that question. If you were alive at the time, would you kill baby Hitler? And that's one of these time travel things. I watch Doctor Who. I watch Quantum Leap. All these time travel shows. It's like, could you ever, a baby? Would you? Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't really fuzzy, was he? It's a moral dilemma. I think that's a phrase I've been struggling trying to find you. Sorry. It's Friday and I'm having a good time listening to music with you. Thank you for watching, by the way. Whether you love Donald Trump or hate Donald Trump or Putin or agree with the lyrics, hate the lyrics, love the lyrics, whatever. I don't care. I like the band. I love the band. Period. Like, we need to have more open conversations about all things, not less. You don't cancel people you don't like. You ask them to talk more. And if you don't like it, then you call them out on it more. More conversation is the answer to bad conversation, not less. Nobody's smart enough to know what's right. Ask the experts. There's no expert. Anyone that tells you anyone that tells you that they are an expert, I would urge you to use a little bit of caution. And that goes for cult leaders, that goes for religious leaders, that goes for political figures, that goes for media figures, that goes for celebrity, that goes for anybody. When I was younger, I used to know everything. Now I think I'm smart enough to realize I don't know much. But I digress. If we're here for the music, we're here for the music. But we're going to break down the lyrics too. I'm not going to gloss over that. Some people say the vocalist is they're another instrument. I'm going to listen to it in their entirety, and that's fine if that's how you want to do it. But I am a poet. I am an author. I'm a singer. I've been the front man for 2 different bands. I write songs. I record songs. I'm very in tune with the lyricism of the art of music. Obviously, that's not a unique component, but I can't disconnect that. So while I'm digging on this vibe and like anything that sounds remotely musy is going to make me just want to bounce up and down and just gets me fired up, I'm gonna break down the lyrics too. So I just love the traveling to a past life and murdering all the bad guys. It's what if you could? If you got rid of all the bad guys, how would the landscape be different today? And then the question is, if you're buying into the lead singer's propaganda, who are the bad guys? Are the good guys the bad guys in his point of view? Dan Brown wrote about that. Do I have that book right here? I'm supposed to show it to... I think I have it on my other bookshelf. But it's Angels and Demons. And it's like your angel protecting you is viewed as a demon from the person you're attacking in a battle. Angels and demons, it's just based on perspective. So who are the bad guys? Anyway, let's cue this up. Continue. Oh, that's another good transition right there. Okay, that was a big transition. In fact, I want to bring it back to hear the last transition so that we can appreciate this transition. Big kudos to the drummer on this. These transitions, they're about the drummer.
Feels like someone took a crack pipe, lit it with a torchlight and threw it down a gas line. Like
Here's transition number 1, I think.
said where now. Tonight I'm gonna travel to a past life, murder all the bad guys and signal with a flashlight. Like
Catch me if you... Right here.
I don't fucking care if you fucking care, 'cause I'm gonna live forever, so you better be prepared. I still want love with all my heart.
It's a good transition. Here's another transition.
Love's apart, tearing us apart.
What do these words mean? Basi Allende Naku Penda Wewe. I don't know what that is. Tough transition there. On my BMX bike, pretending nothing's wrong. Okay, that was a little unexpected. I need to know what this means. Maybe I should do a search. Here, let me put this. Do a meaning. See, I'm going here, and then it's doing all that. I don't want all that. Oh man. You know, computers sometimes. See, I'm not doing that. I'm not highlighting that. I wish it wouldn't highlight the things that I'm not highlighting. See, I go to N, whatever. Over it. Translation. I love you, let him go. What's this mean? Nakupenda we basi Allende. I love you. Let him go. Huh. What the heck does that mean? He's talking about Donald Trump and then I love you, let him go. From Swahili to English? Synonym from Nakupenda we, redundant in this example, emphasize you. The ku means you, so it's redundant. Huh. What the heck is this song about then? Highly suspect let the angst out with the new Basi Allende Nakupenda Wewe. Well, whatever. But what does it mean? In the comment section, tell me what that means to you. They're saying it means I love you, let him go. Is that accurate? Is that fair? Or does it mean something else? I like the style of it. I like mixing in a different language into the song. I feel like that last transition was a little forced. The others were like trying to. If you have copper pipes and you connect them to use a brass coupler when you're connecting copper pipes to the galvanized. Sorry. It's been a long week, forgive me. Galvanized pipes coming in from the street, the old pipes, if they're still in good condition, and then you replace your own pipes in your building. Imagine you have a condo. You use a brass coupler because if the other ones touch, if copper and galvanized touch, they're going to corrode. So the brass coupler, it's a little ring, it's a thick ring that connects and it diffuses the connection between those minerals, those materials, those metals. The transition, the drum beat, is the brass coupler. It is the transition between one material to another. I feel like the first two were exceptional transitions, and then I feel like the last transition right there was a little... It didn't work for me as well. It didn't work in the same way. Once again, I'll go back. I can't wait to finish listening to this album and breaking it into pieces so that I can then put it back together and listen to the whole thing front to back. I love listening to my favorite bands front to back. And I'm happy you joined me, and I'm happy you stuck around. If you stayed this long, type in the comments, "The French Toast Flies Alone." That's my code word to you, to make sure that I know that you stayed around to the end. When you type it, I'm like, oh, somebody stuck around for this whole entire video while I broke down a 4-minute song for about 32 minutes. Go figure. What are these people doing in their lives? They have 32 minutes to listen to me. But I hope I'm going to explain different things about audio production, about lyricism, about the subject matter and the lyrics, and diving deep into the topics that are explored in the songs. I'm going to discuss transitions and instrumentation, and I just talk to you about what is going on in my head at the moment when I'm listening to this. But what Highly Suspect has made me feel over the past few years, feel very happy, very excited, very gratified to find such a talented band. I'm thrilled to have found them. I'm happy that you have found me through them, and I hope that you click subscribe. We can agree to disagree. If you think that Trump is a Putin puppet, the facts aren't on your side, but you can politely disagree with me in the comments section. We like to just keep things mostly civil. That's all that I request. Mostly civil conversation. Robust debate is encouraged always. But yeah, it's a good song. I like this song. I can't wait to just take off my glasses of when I'm doing a reaction, when I'm breaking down a song, I'm thinking very analytically, but I was being very torn by the lyrics and the content of the song versus the instrumentation and the vibe that I was getting. You know, love the Muse vibe with that diddly 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 diddly. I liked the transitions, 2 of the 3 at least. And had a good vibe. I like this. I every time I've heard this in the past, I've liked it. But now that I'm reading the lyrics, I'm like, you got me twisted a little bit. But it's all right. We'll talk it through. I'm still going to listen to the song. I'm still going to like the song, I think. I think it's easy to buy into the media propaganda, especially if you haven't had as much experience understanding that it's all manipulation, that you're all being twisted and tweaked by somebody with an ulterior motive. The quicker you can disconnect from legacy corporate media, the better. That's why I started the New American Media 10 years ago. I don't believe any of the BS that these people are selling me, whether it's Fox News or MSNBC. I don't like any of what they're selling me. I use my own spidey senses, my own base of knowledge, my own intuition, my own instinct, my own facts. Don't give me a fact checker telling me what's right and wrong, especially when the Maxine Waters one is blatantly lying to you. It's just one of the quickest, easiest ones. Look up that one where they're telling you a fact check that she didn't say what she literally said. I digress. But I could understand why a singer like this might be easily wrapped up in the hype of the brainwashing manipulation from his outlets that are feeding him this crap. It's not real. So I'm not going to hold it against him too much because I'm such a fan of the music. I can't wait to get into the rest of the songs. But I'd need to know, does this literally mean I love you, let him go? Is he letting someone go, or is this about someone else letting Johnny go? Help me figure that out. I don't know, but maybe you, the super fan, the MCID crew. I don't have the tats. I'm not a tat guy. I had somebody tell me the most punk rock thing you can do in music is be in punk rock and be a conservative. Because that's completely bucking the trend of what you would expect. So like the square thing is the rebellious thing. I don't have a single tattoo. I don't have a face tattoo. I don't have a single tattoo. Maybe I will before I'm gone off this earth, but I don't currently. But it's, that song, It's Hip to Be Square. Wow, who was that? Huey Lewis? It's Hip to Be Square. Was that Huey Lewis? Type that in the comments below. But look, this is a back and forth conversation. I love to get your thoughts and your opinions of what you're thinking, what you're feeling, the places you can tell me where I'm wrong, the places you can educate me. I know a lot of things, but like I said, I'm smart enough to realize I don't know anything. So I'm relying on you to feed that below in the comments. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love you, and we'll talk again soon. Take care. Peace.